Former U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to cut aid to South Africa. This statement has caused quite a stir both in the United States and internationally. Trump's comments have often been controversial, and this instance is no different. He claims that South Africa is taking land from certain groups without compensation, a claim that has been widely disputed and criticized. The issue of land reform in South Africa is a complex and sensitive topic, deeply rooted in the country's history of apartheid and colonialism. Trump's remarks have added fuel to an already heated debate, drawing reactions from various quarters. He claims South Africa is taking land from certain groups. This is not true. The South African government has been working on land reform policies to address the historical injustices of land dispossession. These policies aim to redistribute land in a fair and just manner, ensuring that those who were previously marginalized have access to land and resources. The process is being carried out within the framework of the law, with respect for property rights and due process. The government's approach has been to engage in dialogue and consultation with all stakeholders, including landowners, communities, and civil society organizations. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa denies these claims. He has been vocal in defending the country's land reform policies, emphasizing that they are aimed at promoting social justice and economic development. Ramaphosa has reiterated that the government is committed to a transparent and orderly process of land reform, which respects the rights of all citizens. He has also pointed out that the issue of land reform is not unique to South Africa, but is a challenge faced by many countries around the world that have experienced colonialism and dispossession. He says South Africa follows the rule of law. The country's legal framework provides for the protection of property rights and ensures that any land reform measures are carried out in accordance with the Constitution. The judiciary plays a crucial role in overseeing the implementation of land reform policies, ensuring that they are fair and just. The government has also established various institutions and mechanisms to support the land reform process, including land claims courts and land redistribution programs. These efforts are aimed at addressing the historical injustices of land dispossession while promoting social cohesion and economic development. Ramaphosa says no land has been taken illegally. He has assured both domestic and international audiences that the government's land reform policies are being implemented in a lawful and orderly manner. The aim is to correct the historical injustices of land dispossession while ensuring that the rights of current landowners are respected. The government has been working to provide support and assistance to those affected by land reform, including financial compensation and access to resources. These efforts are part of a broader strategy to promote social justice and economic development in South Africa. He is open to talking with the U.S. about land reform. Ramaphosa has expressed a willingness to engage in dialogue with the United States and other international partners on the issue of land reform. He believes that constructive engagement and cooperation can help to address the challenges and opportunities associated with land reform. The South African government has been working to build partnerships with various countries and international organizations to support its land reform efforts. These partnerships are aimed at sharing knowledge, expertise, and resources to promote sustainable and inclusive development. This isn't the first time Trump has made these claims. He has previously made similar statements about South Africa's land reform policies, drawing criticism from various quarters. In 2018, Trump tweeted about the issue, prompting a strong response from the South African government. The tweet was widely condemned as being based on misinformation and a misunderstanding of the complexities of land reform in South Africa. Despite the controversy, the South African government has remained committed to its land reform agenda, emphasizing the importance of addressing historical injustices and promoting social justice. He said similar things in 2018. Trump's comments in 2018 were part of a broader pattern of controversial statements on various issues, both domestic and international. His remarks on South Africa's land reform policies were seen by many as an attempt to appeal to his political base, rather than a genuine concern for the complexities of the issue. The South African government responded by reiterating its commitment to a lawful and orderly process of land reform, and by engaging in dialogue with various stakeholders to address the concerns raised. His recent statement was posted on Truth Social. Trump's use of social media to make controversial statements has been a hallmark of his political career. Truth Social, the social media platform he launched after being banned from Twitter, has become a key channel for him to communicate with his supporters. The platform has been used to amplify his views on various issues, including South Africa's land reform policies. Despite the controversy, Trump's statements continue to draw attention and provoke reactions from various quarters. South Africa is committed to justice and equality for all its citizens. The government has been working to address the inequalities of the past and to promote social cohesion and economic development. Land reform is a key part of this broader strategy, aimed at ensuring that all South Africans have access to land and resources. The government has been engaging in dialogue with various stakeholders, including landowners, communities, and civil society organizations, to ensure that the process is fair and just. These efforts are aimed at promoting social justice and economic development while respecting the rights of all citizens. The government is working to address the inequalities of the past. This includes implementing policies and programs aimed at promoting social justice and economic development. Land reform is a key part of this broader strategy, aimed at ensuring that all South Africans have access to land and resources. The government has been working to provide support and assistance to those affected by land reform, including financial compensation and access to resources. These efforts are part of a broader strategy to promote social justice and economic development in South Africa. To understand the issue, we need to look at history. During apartheid, black South Africans were treated unfairly. They were forced to live in certain areas. They were not allowed to own land in many places. This was wrong. In 1994, apartheid ended. South Africa became a democracy. The new constitution promised to fix the wrongs of the past. This included giving land back to those who had it taken away. This is called land reform. In January 2025, a new law was passed. This law, which has been the subject of much debate and discussion, represents a significant shift in the country's approach to land ownership and redistribution. This law allows the government to take land in some cases. This is called expropriation. Expropriation is a legal process where the government can take private property for public use, but it must be done under specific conditions and with proper compensation. This is only allowed in special situations. The law outlines these situations clearly to ensure that the process is fair and transparent. It is not a blanket policy, but rather a targeted approach to address specific needs. For example, if land is needed for a school or hospital, these are essential services that benefit the community as a whole, and the law recognizes the importance of making land available for such purposes. Even then, the government must follow the law. There are strict procedures in place to ensure that the rights of landowners are respected. This includes providing adequate notice and the opportunity for landowners to contest the expropriation in court. They must pay fair value for the land. Compensation is a key aspect of the law, ensuring that landowners are not left worse off. The value of the land is determined based on market rates and other relevant factors. No one can have their land taken away illegally. The law includes safeguards to prevent abuse and ensure that expropriation is carried out in a lawful manner. This helps to build trust in the system and protect the rights of individuals. This law is meant to help people. It aims to address historical injustices and provide opportunities for those who have been marginalized. By making land more accessible, the law seeks to promote economic development and social equity. It aims to give everyone a fair chance to own land. The ultimate goal is to create a more balanced and inclusive society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. This balanced approach is seen as a way to foster unity and progress in South Africa. Section 4. Addressing misconceptions, no land confiscation in South Africa. It's important to be clear, no one is having their land stolen. The South African government has been transparent about its land reform policies. These policies are designed to address historical injustices and ensure equitable land distribution. The aim is to provide opportunities for those who were previously marginalized and to create a more balanced and fair society. Trump's claims about land confiscation are false. These statements have caused unnecessary fear and confusion. The South African government has repeatedly clarified that the land reform process will be conducted within the framework of the law. There is no intention to seize land without compensation or to violate the rights of current landowners. South Africa is a country with laws. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and it guarantees the protection of property rights. Any changes to land ownership will be done in accordance with the legal processes established by the Constitution and other relevant legislation. The government must follow these laws. The legislative process involves thorough debate and consultation to ensure that any new laws are fair and just. This process includes input from various stakeholders, including landowners, farmers, and community leaders. Taking land illegally is against the law. The South African legal system has mechanisms in place to prevent unlawful land seizures. Any attempt to take land without following the proper legal channels will be met with legal consequences. The new law is about fairness. It aims to correct the imbalances created by past injustices. The goal is to ensure that all South Africans have access to land and the opportunities it provides. This is not about taking land from one group to give to another, but about creating a more inclusive and equitable society. It's about making sure everyone has equal opportunities. Land reform is a crucial part of South Africa's broader efforts to promote social and economic justice. By providing access to land, the government hopes to empower communities and stimulate economic growth. It's about righting the wrongs of the past. The legacy of apartheid has left deep scars on South African society. Land reform is one of the ways the country is working to heal these wounds and build a more just and equitable future for all its citizens. South Africa is committed to doing this in a legal and respectful way. The government is dedicated to ensuring that the land reform process is transparent, fair, and in line with the country's legal framework. This commitment reflects South Africa's broader dedication to upholding the rule of law and protecting the rights of all its citizens. Section 5. The potential impact of U.S. aid cuts, a looming crisis. Trump's threat to cut aid is concerning. The U.S. gives aid to South Africa for important programs. This aid helps many people. Cutting it would have serious consequences. South Africa relies on this aid. It funds vital healthcare programs, it supports education and job creation. Cutting aid would hurt the most vulnerable people in South Africa. Section 6. HIV/AIDS relief at risk, a humanitarian concern. One of the biggest concerns is HIV/AIDS relief. The U.S. is a major donor to South Africa's HIV/AIDS programs. This funding provides medicine and treatment to millions. It supports prevention efforts and research. Cutting this aid would be devastating. It could lead to more people getting infected. It could mean people can't get the treatment they need. This is a matter of life and death for many South Africans. Section 7. The importance of dialogue and understanding. It's important for the U.S. and South Africa to work together. They should talk about their concerns. They should try to understand each other's positions. Cutting aid is not the answer. South Africa is committed to land reform, but it will do so in a lawful and just manner. The U.S. should support these efforts, not hinder them. Dialogue and cooperation are essential to address this complex issue.